First tonight, Kylie Minogue, as you've never seen her. When Meldrum joined Kylie recently at the start of her world tour, it marked her 5 years free from cancer. Over the next 5 days, he found his close friend reflective about marriage, children, and her second chance at life. It's raw, it's candid, and very, very honest.
I think I have a visitor.
We've long been good mates.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Australia.
Hey, how are you? She's one of the warmest and funniest people I know. Straight or gay?
This is Molly's exclusive, and there's only one person in Australia who can get this kind of stuff. That's Mr. Meldrum.
I should be so lucky.
No.
Yes, I've known Kylie a long, long time, but I've never known her like this. All right, let's on a cheery note, right?
Try it, Molly. Help me out here.
Yeah, all right. We're on the first leg of her world tour. It's freezing, but in Scandinavia, Kylie's hot. It's a lot of love in a cold climate. Her concerts are sold out. This is one woman who knows how to put on a show.
Okay, that's it. Opening now. This is the walk. This is the walk we've been waiting for. The walk to the stage. Have a good one. It's amazing. You can't buy it. You can't bottle it. You can't create it. It's just brilliant.
What a way she's come. Longevity is just extraordinary. I mean, you know, in this business, they come and go, you know? But you, even above Madonna, seem to have an amazing way of reinventing yourself.
I remember being asked about reinvention for so many years, and I always found it kind of a difficult question because it's something that came very naturally to me, and it was as much about growth and change as opposed to I'm going to reinvent myself and go from black to white.
Yep.
I think if you're not being inspired by things around you,
Yep.
not aware of what's been before, of what's coming up, isn't that called dead?
So that's what keeps you going all the time?
It's just something that I'm always curious about. I'm inquisitive about just about everything. Molly, come through.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Whoa!
It's the week before the tour, and rehearsals were in full swing.
Oh my God!
It's remarkable to see the effort that's put in. It's unbelievable.
We have to waterproof Molly's hat.
And yes, the water works.
Dancing and singing in the rain.
The $25 million stage production is named after Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty. For Kylie, a cancer survivor, it's a celebration of life. Now, being with you the other night in the dressing room afterwards, you were, happy and, I mean, full of life and everything like that. I remember when you had cancer, and I was in the dressing room with you, and you were sitting next to me and sort of hugging me, and you were so frail. And I thought, oh my God, is she ever going to get through this? Was it hard back then?
I don't know how I did it myself, actually, but I was determined, and it was an important part of my recovery. And by the end of this month, I will...
5 years?
I will reach my 5-year mark.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Was it scary for you at parts? I mean, like, did you doubt, am I going to get through this? Because you handled it so bravely. I mean, it was just astonishing,
You might have seen the bravery. I don't think the public really saw... Well, I didn't, I stayed indoors, and it was my family who supported me through really rotten, dark moments. But yeah.
Kylie was diagnosed with breast cancer in May 2005. She was admitted to hospital in Melbourne for surgery and chemotherapy. The first time you came out after that, you visited the children's ward, the cancer ward, you know? Gave them the great delight. Did that give you something?
It did. I remember one moment there where I was talking to some parents across the other side of a bed, and so their child was there. And I was saying the things that I would normally say in that situation, just making conversation with the child, with the parents, giving them some support as well. And then they really caught me off guard, and they just eyeballed me and said, "And how are you? And we hope you get through it." And I was like, ah.
The other thing during that time is that this must be very pleasing, that you made a lot of people, a lot of girls go out and have tests and all of that, you know? And
they're in the bathroom. Open. It's 5 minutes. He's still quiet over there. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Okay.
right,
Now, let me just tell you, the reason that gets me is, and one of the, I think the greatest part of my job and what I do is the humanity of it. And there's certain moments where that really cuts through.
all right. Let's on a cheery note, right?
Try it, Molly. Help me out here.
Yeah, all right. I'm now crying. All right.
So, I'm sorry, but I hadn't... You can keep rolling. I hadn't really... I'm so go. I hadn't really thought about that. And the moment that I was telling you about was just such a... It just stopped me in my tracks. And I hadn't thought about that since then.
Okay.
Sorry, it got me going.
I mean, you've always been very positive. I mean, I know sort of where it comes from, but I'm going to ask you the question because I know your family and all that. Where does it come from?
Home.
Yeah?
Yeah. Definitely. I think I was raised without any put-downs, without ever hearing anyone, or, you know, like my parents say, you can't do this, you can't do that. We were just encouraged to do what we loved. And it's funny how that is written quite early on in our lives.
As Kylie's caravan moved from one sub-zero location to another, her 32-year-old boyfriend, Andreas, led the way. Andreas Segura is a Spanish model who has been with Kylie for nearly 3 years. It's over 23 years since you famously got married on screen. Let's face it, I mean, you on television, yours was the most famous wedding of all, you know, in Australia and England, you know? And that was a long time ago, you know? And that was a make-believe wedding, right?
Yeah. I was, if you want to send my PA over the edge, ask her if she thinks I'm going to get married one day. It's just like, she goes, I couldn't cope.
Which begs me, you know, with Andreas there, you know?
Molly.
Well,
it might happen.
Right, okay.
Who knows?
All right. Well, yeah.
He's a natural with children. Let's put it that way.
I noticed that, you know. I also know that you're very, very wonderful with kids, you know, and clucky. If you do get married, would you have children, yeah?
I always said from ages ago, I remember being asked about that, and I said, I imagine myself having children before getting married,
Right.
or more so than getting married. And now we'll just have to see. I'm not sure if that's part of my future.
Well, let's put it this way. I mean, like, if Elton can become a dad anyway.
Hey, there's
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
more than one way to skin a cat.
There is.
And I think it's important for women to know that there are other options available, and whatever means you use to have a family, if that's your desire, then go for it.
All right, you say with the Aphrodite, this amazing concert, right, that you're very happy in your life now.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel very content. I'm still challenged, but content with those challenges.
Right. I can't even imagine what you'll be doing in 20 years' time, except that I know that you'll still be a light, a star in the sky, you know, and I'm so proud to know you, and I'm so proud that you've given us the access to this and the tour, and on one of the most exciting stage shows.
Well, coming from you, Molly, you've seen them all, so if I can still excite you and leave you speechless just for a moment
Well, I asked
is something. Celestial, what is that?
That's for you. I found this bottle
Is that
of
for
champagne.
making me cry?
Yeah, it's for you. All right?
Oh, my goodness. How beautiful is that?
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm sure she shared it all with Molly afterwards. Next.